India has struck deep inside Pakistan following the deadly Pahalgam terror attack. The Indian Armed Forces launched Operation Sindoor, targeting terrorist infrastructures across the border. According to a government statement, 9 high-value targets have been hit, 4 located inside Pakistan and 5 in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Additionally, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi met President Draupadi Murmu and briefed her on the precision strikes carried out on terrorist hideouts. In a related development, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also lauded the armed forces for precisely striking the terrorists within Pakistan and POK. Earlier today, the Indian Prime Minister also convened a cabinet meeting where he reportedly briefed his cabinet on the details of the operation and its aftermath. He also held a high-level meeting with Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Home Minister Amit Shah hours after the attack. Operation Sindoor involved the deployment of air, naval and land-based assets. India utilised a suite of high-precision, long-range strike weapons in the operation. Well, international leaders have reacted to India's recent Operation Sindoor air and missile strikes against terror camps in Pakistan and the Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. France and Germany voiced deep concern over escalating tensions between India and Pakistan. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, standing alongside French President Emmanuel Macron, urged both nations to show restraint. Meanwhile, the Taliban-led government in Afghanistan has also weighed in, warning that further escalation is not in the region's interest. It urged both India and Pakistan to pursue dialogue and diplomacy instead of confrontation. Additionally, in the UK, Prime Minister Keir Starmer told Parliament that Britain is urgently engaging with both countries and pushing for calm. He called on New Delhi and Islamabad to seek de-escalation through dialogue. The European Union also echoed similar calls. A spokesperson for the EU's Foreign Affairs Office stressed the need for immediate restraint and reaffirmed the bloc's support for a peaceful and lasting resolution to the long-running dispute. Let's listen in to some of the world leaders.
We now come to Prime Minister's questions. Matt Bishop.
Question number 1, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Rising tensions between India and Pakistan will be of serious concern for many across Britain. We are engaging urgently with both countries, as well as other international partners, encouraging dialogue, de-escalation and the protection of civilians.
We do urge both sides to show restraint and take immediate steps towards de-escalation. The EU recalls the need for a negotiated, mutually agreed and lasting peaceful solution to the conflict.
Der französische Präsident und ich sind uns einig. Wir sehen die Auseinandersetzungen zwischen diesen beiden Atommächten in der vergangenen Nacht mit allergrößter Sorge. Nun ist es mehr denn je erforderlich, kühlen Kopf zu bewahren. Besonnenheit und Vernunft ist gefragt. An einer weiteren Eskalation sollte auch in der Region niemand ein Interesse haben.
Well, joining us to discuss all of the latest developments in the ongoing India-Pakistan tensions following Operation Sindoor is Shruti Das-Gupta, a foreign affairs expert who is joining us from New Delhi. Shruti, thank you ever so much for being here. What can you tell us firstly about Operation Sindoor and what was carried out overnight?
Operation Sindoor was India's response to Pahalgam terror attack, which was sponsored and planned in Rawalpindi itself. And from there, they helped a few locals, trained them in the Pakistani-occupied Jammu Kashmir area, and they sent them along with elite Lashkar-e-Toiba, loaned a few of its terrorists to the local version of what they had taken out was the resistance force. They loaned these people there, they kind of misguided a few youth in Kashmir itself, and they attacked tourists. Mind you, these were not military personnel, they were not government officials. These were tourists who were enjoying a beautiful day in Kashmir, and the attack itself was so heinous, if I might say so, because the tourists checked for circumcision They asked the people if they could read the Kalma, and they ensured that only anybody who answered as Hindu, the men were shot down. So we lost 25 Indians and one Nepali man, and they told the women who were crying over the dead bodies of their husbands and their fathers and their children that were weeping there, they told them to go and tell Modi. And this Operation Sindoor was Modi's response to Pakistan-sponsored terrorism in India. What we did was, at around 1:05, a tri-service operation named under Operation Sindoor was carried out. It was a 25 minutes operation. By 1:30, we were done. We attacked 9 sites. There were 28 missiles fired, missiles and other bombs that were fired. And this was a very precise strike. You have to understand that India did not engage any civil targets, any military target, nothing, no dams, no ports, no power plants, nothing. We knew exactly, the intelligence agencies had done their homework. We knew exactly the sites that we had to kind of interact with in this operation. And we made sure that the terror hubs that were giving out waves after waves of these hateful terrorists that come and spread this kind of, bad blood on Indian soil are answering to their God today. So this was the entire Operation Sindoor and how we planned it and how it executed. And Pakistan was caught napping, unfortunately, at 1:05 today.
Yes, Shruti, of course we have shown some world leaders reacting and calling for de-escalation. Looking at that, will there be a response from Pakistan? And do you think these comments from several world leaders and apparent phone calls that have been taking place will have any influence on that?
Let's just first talk about what the Indian press statement was. In that, we used a specific word that we do not want to escalate things further. This was our response to terrorists who attacked Indians, civilians, Hindus. So this was our very, very specific, precise statement that said we do not want to engage in a full-scale war. Pakistan, on the other hand, has, I think, taken off its gloves and taken off its masks, and they have decided to support the terrorist groups that are now grieving the loss of their commanders. And they have already been shelling since early morning. I believe, I'm not sure of these confirmed reports as yet, that there have been attempts to kind of fly into the Indian zones and attack via planes, which was effectively stopped by the air defenses of India. So there has been a lot of aggression coming from the other side of the border. So all the world leaders and their statements about restraint is not to India. India has already said that this is it, we are done. We will not escalate, but we will protect. All these statements where they ask for calm and restraint is directed towards Pakistan. They're asking a nation to stop standing for their terror hubs. This is not about India. Pakistan is unfortunately going to take this very personally because they have been claiming on international airwaves, and they've been claiming on so many public and international platforms that they do not sponsor terror. In fact, they're a victim of terror, but that has been found to be completely false. We have pointed out exactly where on those 9 strikes, which terror groups were operating. Some of them would brainwash people in masjids. They would have madrasas where they taught this kind of a hate ideology. So Pakistan has no face left, and the army has decided to Pakistan military itself has decided to take revenge on behalf of terrorists. So they've taken off their masks. They've shown the world that the Pakistan army and the terrorists, they are exactly the same thing. Just one of them wears the uniform and the other doesn't.
Shruti Das Gupta, thank you ever so much for joining us today. We will, of course, continue to bring you all of the developments